everybody. It's time. It is time. We live in the eternal now, so it's always time. How's that? Let's not quibble about the small stuff. How's that? Here. I thought, where's the first song? As the world shouts its orders. Is anybody done with that? Everyone raise your hand. Yes. I'm done with that. Come on, let's all get together. As the world shouts its orders, and doesn't the world shout its orders to us almost every day? We've got agendas, we've got things to do, a place to go, people meet. Ouch! Take a breath, go within, listen to that still small voice within, the shepherd's voice within that's going to guide us in our appropriate time and space sequence. So to begin to look at life like that is different. And it is time, and so it's Palm Sunday, and it is time to think about that, I think. Palm Sunday. This is Jesus' last week on the planet. This is Jesus' last week on the planet. Think about it. And we can think about that, but he knew it. Isn't that profound? Sometimes we might think about our mortality, but we don't know. We don't know the time. But he knew. From the moment of birth and his waking moments and his thoughts, his beliefs, his patterns, his words, he was always sharing this with people. In his life, he was on purpose. And to look at that life, just think if you knew this was your last week on the planet. Would you change anything about yourself, the way that you do life, or experience life, or what it is? I'm going to speak a little louder right now. If this was your week, last week on planet Earth, would you do anything different? Would you live a different way? Yeah. And this is one thing about Jesus. He didn't change anything. From the moment he was born, he lived the life he was born to live. And it's really neat. And his foundation stone was God and I are one. God and I are one. To just go within, what is my purpose? What am I to do? And then just do it. And he just did it over and over and over. It was just a beautiful life. And everyone has their own personal relationship with God. Everyone has their own personal relationship with Jesus. And I'm here to say it's a wonderful journey to grab his hand, you see, because in his hands is the miracle of life. Whatever we choose to do, we can do that. And that's the gift of the Christ. That is his beautiful, beautiful life that he gave us. So Palm Sunday is his last week on the planet. And leading up to this is 33 years. He's done all manner of miracles and demonstrations of spirit transforming matter. And the message is, you are spirit. So to begin to breathe it in, it is time to really truly breathe it in. And a little mantra we could share with our heart and with our higher self is, I choose to be a chosen one, to be, not just remember. We have all our books and everything, and okay, we're going to remember Palm Sunday, Jesus' last week on the planet. That's good to remember that, but it's even better to remember who we are. And as Jesus said, God and I are one, we can say that God and I are one. And it doesn't have anything to do with religion. It has all to do with love. Christ is love, God is love. Man is made in the image and likeness of God. Man is love. So to not just remember Palm Sunday, yeah, we can remember that because what a gift that Jesus held that focus for his last week to the final ascension. And it's our path. It's all ours path. In our unique way. Our unique way. And it's really cool. So I'm just going to hit a few points here to remember this. How's that? It was the day before the Sabbath day, the 8th day of the Jewish Nisan month, that Jesus came to Bethany. And this is Mary, Martha, and Lazarus lived there. Those were his cousins. And it was like a little oasis that he could leave the city and go back and rest and surrounded by love. And on the Sabbath day, he went up to the synagogue and taught. And on the morning of the first day of the week, Sunday, he called his 12 apostles and said unto them, This day we go up to Jerusalem. Be not afraid. My time is not yet come. See, he knew when his time was going to come. They didn't know. It was rocking and rolling at the time. It was very dangerous, they thought, for Jesus and themselves. Fear not. My time is not come. He knew when his time was coming. He still was on purpose. I got things to do. People to see. So he talks to two of them. Two of his disciples says, Hey, I want you to go to Bethlehem. And you're going to find a ass and a colt tied to a post. And I want you to bring them to me. And if the master says, What are you doing? Just tell him the master has need of them. And he will give them to you. And it's a really neat little story because it's like Jesus' ability to see beyond what was at this moment in time, to see this love and support of the universe that would allow him to make his entrance into Jerusalem. And so they get the ass and the lamb and bring it to him. And they put their clothes on him and everything. And then he proceeds to enter into Jerusalem. This is a high holy holiday time for him too. And Jesus, we magnify him a whole lot more than he was magnified back then. A lot of the people weren't aware of him, or a lot of people may have heard stories and stuff, but he was from the hinterlands and he traveled amongst the people. And when he came into town, he didn't get anything but a hard time anyways. So he's coming in, and this is his last week, so he's entering in Jerusalem. Not welcome. The Pharisees and the religious leaders at the time, they don't want to have anything to do with him because he is challenging their authority, they thought. You see? The old male authority didn't want to release their control of the people and surrender to love, which Jesus was presenting to the people. God loved you. There's a higher law. There's a better law. So he rides into Jerusalem on a donkey, and from our Aramaic teacher, Rocco Errico, an Aramaic scholar, riding into town on an ass is the most humbling thing a man would do. As a matter of fact, most men wouldn't do it. You see? And what Jesus was speaking in this energy, he didn't come for permission of man, or the religion of that day, or the laws of that day. He came for love. God is love. He came for the Father to demonstrate love. So he rides into town, and they're in Palm Sunday, so they're throwing the palms in front of the ass to walk on it, and some are throwing their clothes and everything, and they're honoring Jesus the Christ. And it's a beautiful time. And the multitudes of people came and filled the way, and his disciples praised the name of God. Thrice blessed is the King who in the name of God is come. All glory to be God, and peace on earth, goodwill to men. And many spread their garments in the way, and some tore branches from the trees and cast them in the way. And many children came with garlands of sweet flowers and placed them on the Lord, and strewed them in the way. All hail the King, long live the King. And so the multitudes had come, and these weren't just the Jewish people. These were the Gentiles. These were all the different kinds of people that had heard about him, but didn't know. Who is this? This is the King. Not too long before this, he'd raised Lazarus from the dead. And they all knew that. And Lazarus came with Jesus. They want to see Lazarus too. It's a pretty big thing back there, raising someone from the dead. And then a couple of days before, he healed a blind man. And then in the New Testament, he heals a blind man and a deaf man. And like staying on purpose, opening the eyes and the ears of mankind. Opening the eyes and ears of mankind to a higher vibration, higher frequency, a higher love, a higher life. Still doing his purpose, no matter what. And the Pharisees, they get mad. Hey, how can you let these people say, Hosanna in the highest, King? Shut them up. And Jesus said, I cannot have them be quiet, because if I said, see, you're singing, you're praising, it'd be like the rocks would come alive and bleed, expressing the truth. God is in everything. God is in everyone. And it's just powerful. I'm sure most of us have seen the play, the movie, and it's just awesome to see what happened and what it is. It's looking at light and love, and then law, and then the split. And Jesus came for man as the love and light of God made manifest. And it was time. It was time for the transformation to happen. Okay? And so we have this play going on. The old male authority figures didn't want the new male authority, Jesus, action figure, bringing this love to the planet. They're fighting it all away. And they really hatched the plan. We got to get rid of this guy. Too many people are recognizing Jesus as their Christ, the Son of God, and this is really rocking our boat. And so that's when the plan was really, it's been going on for a year probably, but this is it. We've had it, And what's really cool is the children singing and praises and everything, and gardens of flowers and stuff like that. And back then, women and children really had no rights or place. But they always had a place in Jesus' world. He always recognized them, acknowledged them, honored them, brought them into his presence. And just on many, many levels, we could see a transformation happening in the consciousness of man. And to begin to see it unfold, it's a play that unfolds, it's very beautiful. And with all this praise and singing and acknowledging what's happening, and the Pharisees wants him to shut them up. What we say metaphysically, the people, it says, race consciousness had bowed to the Christ. Race consciousness had bowed to love, a new way of living, a new way of seeing ourselves. Race consciousness, and it wasn't just a few people here in the hinterlands and stuff like this. Now we're in Metropolis, and a bunch of people are coming, and they're all aware, ready, and responsive to the love of Christ. But the children, the new action figures, the ones that are really going to demonstrate and express this love that this man is showing them. And that's how it carries on and expands and grows to this very day. And one time when the Pharisees are telling to quiet the kids up, out of the mouths of babes and sucklings thou hast perfected praise. And out of the mouths of babes we've heard that saying. Or how about, let the children, they shall lead you. It's that innocent perfection that is still growing strong in the hearts of the children. And as we get older, if we don't go into our heart and pay attention to that love, that light that's within us, it gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. And we listen to the orders of the world. We begin to listen to the orders of the world shouting and telling us what to do, how to act, who we really are. Where the children know that. Innocent perception of life is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience. And we can have an innocent perception of life every day. You see? Choose it. To choose that. Return. After they get done with their procession, Jesus goes to the temple. There's a multitude waiting for him. And he continues healing the people all day. And then leaves. And it's a wonderful, wonderful story. And it's our story. And to begin to look at it like that. So to not just remember it, but okay, well, what about me? Where do I fit in this? Or how can I appropriate this God energy? Jesus entered into Jerusalem triumphantly and humbly. He entered the most humble way you could on the back of an ass. But he entered triumphantly. I'm sure he was sitting up nice and straight and smiling at everybody and say hi. Triumphant. This is last week. It was a hard 3 years. I made it. Thank you, God, for this you have kept me. And so it's like he came into town humbly and triumphantly, and the people gathered, a transformation of the hearts and minds of the people towards spiritual truth. You see? That's race consciousness bowing to the Christ. Race consciousness, a lot of, at that time, for sure, the tenets of race consciousness were power, honor, and dominion. Power, honor, and dominion. That's the antithesis of the Christ. Triumphant humility, unconditional love. You see? And so it's like race consciousness directed by ego. Directed by ego. And sometimes we're directed by ego. So as we begin to go, whoop, up, there, how do I have a heart? I have a heart. Oz didn't give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. We have a heart. And then as we go to it, as we go into a heart, that's when we get the guidance. That's when we hear the still small voice. Okay? Race consciousness bows to the Christ. And it's a new way of living. It's a whole new way of living because it gives us a whole new way of seeing ourselves and everyone else and life itself. In Mark 10, verse 45, Jesus, the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve. And how beautiful is that? Because wasn't the life of Jesus, the Christ, one of service? And hey Lord, hey King, don't call me King, don't call me Lord, just one good. Don't even call me good. There's no one good but God in heaven. Okay? And we can break that down, but there's none good but the love that's in your heart. Right here. The love that's in your heart's what's good. That's your goodness. That's our goodness. And as we share our good with one another, see, as I be lifted up, as I lift that God, Christ conscious up, then we all live. We all live. That's what it's about. Not remembering what could be, making it happen now. The time is now. Didn't you say the service name was that? Yeah, time is now. Okay. Say, the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve. Humble. Humility. This is C.S. Lewis. He wrote some good books, and he was a pretty heavy-duty guy. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. Now that's a big one to put on. I'm going to think of myself a little bit less, and what that does is we can acknowledge one another a little bit more. And that's the age of now is we, not me. individual expression of God through the whole, through the collective. See, as we all together, that's all we're being asked to do. We're being asked to bow to Christ on planet Earth right now. And it doesn't have anything to do with religion. It has to do with love. To bow to love. To see, ask to see the love in one another in life. Open up our hearts first. That allows us to connect. And then as we give that opportunity, it comes back to us multiplied. Jesus said this, whoever has my commands and keeps them is the one who loves me. Whoever has my commands and keeps them is the one who loves me. Command's a crazy word in 3D land, and it doesn't have anything to do with spirituality awareness. How's that? Well, we all have the Christ commands in our heart. Do you see? We're programmed to love. And he who accepts that loves me. Because if we follow our guidance, if we follow the way that love is leading us, all it does is demonstrate our greater love and support. And that's the walk and demonstration of Jesus' walk. He always walked one with the Father, always in love, to take no thought. I need transportation? Okay. I see an ass. Hey, will you go get it for me? And if the guy says anything, just say the master has need of it. How about when we have something that we're to do, a vision, guidance, whatever, to take no thought, do you see? And if we need something, don't be afraid to ask someone. Hey, I need a hand here. I need a hand here. And you'd be surprised. Thank you. Like when I was speaking from our heart earlier when I spoke about the yard crew yesterday. I can't do it, people. I used to be able to. Can't do it anymore. So I said, hey, we need helpers. Boom. Did you see? Ask. And I didn't know who was going to come or how many were going to come. But I'm going to say the perfect people came. And that's how it works. And it was a grand day of brotherhood and fellowship and just working for a greater purpose than ourselves, our church grounds. And this is how simple it is. It's not like hoops to jump through. I was following my guidance. I was supposed to be here. Thank you. Did you see? And sometimes we make life too hard when we just got to jump in the river of life and flow. And flow. It's the Father within who doeth the works. Surrendering to that. So as we live from our heart, live from Christ, keep that commandment in our heart, love. Love one another, even as I loved you. And then said, pick up your cross and follow me. Pick up your cross and follow me. Oh, no! Life's killing me already. Pick up your cross. One more thing to do. No. You know what that means in Aramaic? See? Find your purpose. See? Find your purpose and follow me. Love. I make your burdens light. Do you see? See how hard we get twisted in here? Left and right brain, go into our heart. Find your purpose. Find your purpose and follow me. Allow love to guide. Allow love to guide our purpose in life. And I think the divine influence of Jesus can inspire us and fill us with confidence to live from our heart. And all the stories and remembrances that we have in it, and they inspire us. And we're going to take that inspiration and apply it to our daily life. See, every day is Palm Sunday. How's that? Every day we can bow to the Christ allowing Christ to guide us, to lead us. And it's a beautiful way to live, but to look at it differently. Pick up your cross and follow me, not pick up your burdens. Hey, lift up what you want to do. Why did you come here? You see? And it's just neat. And more people are doing that now. Well, before you were pretty locked in. Like Jesus' day, you're pretty locked into your place. But now, a couple thousand years later, people are getting their dreams and taking steps to bring to fruition. We're not afraid to ask people. I need a hand here. What do you think about this? Ask from your heart, you're going to get from the heart back. But it's always there, asking from a heart. Asking from love, connecting with the love of another person, place, thing, whatever. And we're going to receive at that vibrational level. Like attracts like. Love attracts love. So find your purpose and allow love to guide you. To begin to acknowledge love, Christ. Accept love, Christ. Allow love to guide Christ. You say, use the word love for Christ. Use the word love for God. How many people are programmed, my God's a jealous God? You see? Or, God is love. You're the chooser. Choose. Acknowledge. You can acknowledge any one of those. Love or jealous. And you're going to have the experience. Test it out. But what can happen, we can begin to see love becoming more fulfilling and present in our life, in all that we do. Life is a jungle if we think it is. Life's an opportunity to experience all the sights and sounds of life on the planet. And it's all good. Jesus entered into life triumphantly and humbly. We too entered into life triumphantly and humbly. Just think about this for a moment. The soul, ready to incarnate on planet Earth. Okay, the story begins for this round. How's that? To find a mom and a dad that has a sympathetic vibration so that we can come into a little bit of harmony. We've got to go through all this whole process, and then has to be grown in the womb of a woman from a couple of cells into a human. That's a journey. 9 months, 40 months, whatever. You see? This is a journey. Finally makes it into life, into birth. And the baby will cry out, I'm here! Or, wah! But it's speaking baby talk that says, I'm here. It's been a heck of a journey, but I'm here. And then, you know what the little baby does? Just lives humbly and allows the life of its mother and father or whatever to love and nurture it. Surrendering to that. That's natural. So we enter into life triumphantly and yet humbly. And then to remember as we move into the different phases or facets of life, to move in triumphantly but humbly. Triumphantly but humbly. That's what allows us to be who we came to be. To know the truth, I am love. So, little footsteps that we can follow of Jesus, selflessness, placing others' needs before our own. Jesus was a very selfless expression of love on the planet. And then being unconditional love, just loving without expecting anything in return. He just continually gave. Would you be healed? Yeah, you're healed. Would you be healed? Nah, okay. So no, you're a chooser. Commitment. Jesus was pretty committed every step of the way to something greater. He went the extra mile for us all. Forbearance. Bearing with others' flaws and imperfections. Bearing with others' flaws and imperfections. You know, we're human. We got them. We all have them, you say. And as we would love to be loved and accepted for who we are, as we begin to love and accept those others who we feel aren't hitting the mark, you see. Forbearance, compassion, feeling and acting on the plight of others, helping someone in need, even if it means giving up your own time and resources. Even if it means giving up your own time and money, because they need a helping hand, maybe. And sometimes, if we just give someone the time of conversation or prayer, it's more valuable than money, you see? And that's to begin to follow our heart guidance. Money can't buy you love. Love will get you love. This builds a strong, more meaningful connection with life. It leads to personal growth and understanding of love. Let's go with that. And as we close our eyes once again and just breathe, we ask that holy breath fill us. We ask that the love of God move through each cell, each atom, each particle of our being. We ask to be quickened. We ask to be awakened. We ask to know the truth I am. So just breathe and begin to feel your energy expand out. As you allow your energy to expand out, perhaps a vision will come to you. At a moment in time, you were compassionate. You were selfless. You were unconditional love. You were helpful to someone. Just allow that memory, that vision to reappear. And as you see that vision appear, I want you to be aware of an angel that's standing with you and an angel that's standing with the other. And this is symbolic of a divine appointment. And it was a divine appointment. We vowed to love. You acknowledged love. And you allowed love. Breathe and feel your heart opening. And just send love to that experience one more time. Feel your heart opening and just send love through your sphere of consciousness. And just allow that love to radiate out from your heart through your sphere of consciousness. And ask that love reign supreme in my life. I ask that love reign supreme in my life. So just breathe and feel loved, supported, and guided wherever you go. So just breathe and in your heart, just say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Breathe and feel your physical body sitting in your chair. Back on planet Earth at this moment in time. Gently wiggle your toes and fingers. Gently open your eyes. You know, there are many times in our life when we do all these really cool altruistic things, but we get busy and we forget them. It's important to acknowledge love, however it expresses in our life. And that's what grows our love even greater. Jesus said, all people will know that we are his disciples if we love one another. As we discipline to living love, they will know who we are. It's time.